Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Rude Boys Podcast with your hosts, Kyle Long.
And Austin Robertson. That's me. I did it. Hooray.
You found a way to subvert my expectations 4 episodes in.
I do it every time. This is Austin Robertson from New York City with the car horns from the street below.
With the car horns included. You gotta have those. So, Austin, why are we here today? Why are we here today of all days talking about ska and other stuff?
Well, this is the 4th episode of probably the dumbest show on the internet.
Probably? You're not sure?
I mean, have you been on the internet?
Once or twice. I dabble.
Yeah.
I dabble in the internet.
I feel especially pessimistic about our show now because I've been watching a lot of Red Letter Media recently. Mm-hmm.
Those guys are pros, though.
Their shit is so good.
It's amazing. Yeah, if nobody's ever heard of Red Letter Media, they're basically some of the best movie-related and comedy-related content on the internet, just ever. They're amazing.
Do you remember the main guy's name?
What's his name? Rich Evans?
Rich Evans is the one I think that has like the powerful laugh.
He's funny. He's really funny.
Yeah, the guy who does the voice of Plinkett. He's hilarious.
Mr. Plinkett. Yeah.
Yeah. He's not even just as Plinkett as himself. He's hilarious.
Yeah, Matt's a big fan of him too.
He's got the dry humor I love. It's great.
They're great. All right, so let's just do some catch up first before we get into the whole big album we want to talk about, which we mentioned last episode. So before then, Austin, what happened this past week?
I saw a dog.
Okay.
There are lots of dogs out here. Oh, and I got a job.
Oh, you got a job.
I got work. I'm fully employed.
Holy shit!
We did it.
We did it.
We escaped our dark caves to enter the world of man.
I'm proud of you, Austin. That's all I gotta say.
Thank you, Kyle.
I'm proud of you. It took me a while to get it out, but I had to. I'm like a disapproving father who's been watching you like doing stupid shit with your life, and you finally get a job, and he's just like, "Good job."
I've been trying to get that approval for like 3 episodes. I ain't got shit from you.
This is your arc.
We finally got the arc.
It's probably at the peak of it, yeah.
We get
it can only go downhill from here.
We have to expand that Rude Boys lore. We gotta flesh it out for the fans.
You know what else happened this week, Austin?
Was it the new Gorillaz thing that you're, like, excited for?
Not quite. That album's not out yet, but they did put out a new single that I absolutely love. It's going in my top 5 Gorillaz songs of all time. They put out a new song called Fireflies.
Fireflies is some good shit. I do love it.
Yeah, you would not believe your eyes.
You would not believe your eyes.
10 million fireflies.
Not that one.
No, not that
one. Though. That one actively makes me go into a murderous rampage.
You don't like Owl City? I'm not a big fan myself, but...
I'm like a Russian sleeper agent. Like, I hear that song and it sets me off. It's my trigger.
It triggers you? That's the button they install. And you, like, clock... And you, like, cock your gun. Like, alright, I know the target.
My head starts to shudder. I leap out the window and land onto the pavement below the apartment. And just start ripping shit apart.
Good stuff. Yeah, Fireflies by Gorillaz is a gorgeous song, and we are definitely getting everything we've been promised. We're getting more 2D singing, because people thought he didn't sing enough on Humans, Damon Albarn, the actual singer. And we're getting really good production from the same producer who has been doing the recent Arctic Monkeys albums. They got him in for this album, the Now Now.
Yeah, the Gorillaz are coming back to the, it feels like the Gorillaz I like, the kind of shit that they do that I'm to.
Yeah, a lot of like people have been comparing this to the first album stuff. Some of the spacier tracks like Slow Country, Starshine. Yeah, both really good Damon-only tracks with have really interesting production and are just really great to like space out to. This is one of those.
Speaking of kind of a musician coming back to form, there's something else that happened very recently.
Oh?
The Mighty Bosstones released a new album for like the first time in 7 years yesterday.
Oh my god, you're right! They did! What's it called?
I think it's called While We're At It.
While We're At It, yep,
yeah.
That's right.
I was cooking dinner and listening to some of the album through my my smart device, and it's pretty good. It's the kind of Bosstones I'm into.
That's great. I'm really excited to hear it. I have not heard it yet.
Yeah, the Bosstones are a little unlike Gorillaz for me in the fact that they're usually what I like. Gorillaz is kind of like a 50-50 for me, mostly.
That's fair, but Bosstones is pretty consistent for you, yeah?
Oh yeah, it sounds like listening to Jackknife to the Swan for the first time again for me. It's
Alright, I'm excited. I know that feeling you're talking about very well, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about it on the cast sometime in the future.
Yeah, sometime in the future. You know what else happened that has nothing to do with music?
It's been a productive week. What happened else?
E3 2018 happened.
Oh my god, yeah, that's right.
You know how we were talking about video games, and we got a lot of good stuff at E3 this year. A lot of bad stuff, but a lot of good stuff. I want to save the Nintendo stuff for the very last, but the very first thing I want to mention is we got a lot of cool stuff from Sony. We got Devil May Cry 5. We got a Resident Evil 2 remake in the style of Resident Evil 4, which is just... That's insanely good to me.
I don't even like those games, and that looks very nice.
Oh, it's great. I'm really looking forward to that. As long as they don't somehow find a way to goof it up with, like, DLC shit, then we should be good.
You goofed it up.
Goofed it up. And, what else? There's one more I was really excited about. Oh, Kingdom Hearts 3. I know a lot of people are very excited about. We got a bunch of trailers for that.
Now, as someone who has only played the Chain of Memories on the Game Boy Advance...
Oh, that one, yeah.
I liked it. But I've also listened to a 3-hour lecture on the history and the lore of Kingdom Hearts, and I do not know if I can jump into it with 3.
Yeah, that's a lot of thing. Well, good news. Tetsuya Nomura, the creator of, or not the creator, but the current director of Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, is making a video series to recap the story of Kingdom Hearts for 3. It's going to be in 3. And you know how long it's going to be?
It's
going to be 3 hours.
Yeah.
Other than those games, we got info on one of the greatest video game franchises of all time, Austin, Super Smash Brothers.
Basically, the entire Nintendo Direct was just for Smash.
The first half of the Direct is like 15 minutes of, here's some indie games. Here's we still got Mario Tennis coming out. Here's Fortnite for you kids, and the rest is Smash Brothers. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. I do love that they had the where they had Sakurai come on.
Yeah.
And it was just like, here's what Smash Brothers in, and then it was just like, the end.
just kidding, bit.
It was very funny.
I watched live reactions of that from the Nintendo New York place.
I was
where
there.
Sit people in a room. What?
I was there. Didn't I tell you that I went there?
No, you didn't tell me you went there.
Oh my god, I need a bitch about this. Hold the fuck on.
Oh, please, I'm ready for this.
Okay, so I battled with myself the day before whether or not I should go.
Right.
And I decided to. So, you're not supposed to line up until 9 o'clock.
Okay.
But I showed up at 7:30. And there was already a line. There was already a decent line there.
Of course.
The line for the line.
It's huge.
So I get in the
New
line.
York Nintendo place.
Yeah, so I get there at 7:30, and we stand out there until 11:45. That's when the line starts to move in.
Oh shit.
I was behind this couple who had arrived seconds before me, and we just stood around and just talked shit forever. I was so hungry, I walked across the street to a pub and got a baked potato to eat in the line. At one point, they start handing out hats. They start handing out these nice white hats, and the dude, he hands them all out to the people in front of me, and runs out one person in front of me.
Right in front of you, yep.
Yeah, so
You get a hat.
Yeah, so the guy of the couple in front of me gave it to the girl. And then they came by and they gave everybody like this Smash Brothers cloth as well. They had a lot more of those.
So you got one of those.
Yeah, but they start letting us in, and it turns out the hats were like a ticket to get upstairs. So the guy let me in early with the people going upstairs and kind of left everyone out to wait a little bit.
Right.
Because I faked that I was with the couple because we were talking before, so they were just like, oh yeah, he's with us.
Oh, okay.
But because me and the dude with the girl didn't have hats, we weren't allowed to go upstairs.
Wow, so they didn't even let you come up because you didn't have the hat? Because they
And-
ran out right in front of you?
Yes, and because the guy was staying down, the girl stayed down too, and she was wearing the hat. And part of me was just like, I'd really like that hat. I'd really like it because
Hey,
I could go upstairs. So
that hat if you guys aren't using it.
it's not like I was gonna ask for a free piece of memorabilia that would have been like $20 from the shop so I could go
Right.
upstairs.
So what ended up happening?
Well, because we were arguing, because the guys couldn't figure out what to do with us, the entire downstairs had filled up with people, so we just had to stand like at the back. and they couldn't get the stream to load correctly, so we missed like the first minute of the direct because they couldn't work the stream.
The first minute was just Daemon Ex Machina.
Yeah. But we didn't know what it was.
Right,
so
yeah.
Everyone was like looking at their phones trying to see the stream.
Nobody knew what it was. The very first thing they showed was brand new.
Yeah, so the stream we had downstairs was like
A minute behind.
about 7 minutes behind.
7 minutes?
No, it was like 7 seconds behind. There was a small delay. There was a small
weird.
delay. I mean, you could barely hear it at all. And I had one guy behind me to my left just screaming at everything that was shown.
Yep.
And another guy behind me to my right who was just screaming like the dumbest memes he could think of. So I was like half hunched over to give people a view behind my massive body.
Right. You are tall. You're very tall.
Still angry that I didn't get a hat. Because upstairs, I could see it on the video you're talking about. The stream upstairs was great. You could hear it. We could hear the audio from upstairs better than our audio. So we were getting the audio 7 seconds before the video. And anytime something was revealed, people would cheer from upstairs, and then we'd see it downstairs.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I was furious downstairs the entire time.
That's so frustrating.
I would have been so happy to be upstairs for that, but I was in the store watching the entire thing.
Okay, well, I mean, you still got to see it with a whole crowd of people. I was at home by myself, flipping my shit. I was watching streams on Twitch.
There were a few moments where the crowd would start, like, cheering for stuff.
Yeah.
And cheering specific things when stuff would happen that were very funny. Like, the guy, I can only assume he was the manager. He was the one who was handing out hats and seemed like he was in charge, who was working there. He laughed like a mad person when they showed Snake was back in the game and everybody was cheering for him. But
that's huge.
I'm gonna drop the bombshell because Ridley made it into the game.
Yep, Ridley, the big old space dragon from Metroid that everyone loved and wanted to be in Smash, finally confirmed as a playable character.
As soon as he showed up on the screen, everybody downstairs started to chant, "Not too big, not too big," just over and over again for like 30 seconds.
It's a bit of an inside joke, but it's funny.
It was hilarious. It was very funny. I was furious and salty, and like I was in a bad mood for the rest of the day because I had spent 6 hours waiting in line. I got cucked on the hat and then couldn't go upstairs, so I was furious.
Cucked on the hat. Good usage. Good usage of the term cuck. Alright, so yeah, E3 was pretty big. I'm sorry you had a rough time at the
It was
World
a frustrating day.
But it's still very exciting, you gotta admit. And we got a release date, December 7th, so I'm looking forward to 6 months from now when Smash Brothers is out. I'm gonna watch this podcast and be like, man, that was such a hype day.
There is only one thing I have to say negative, aside from my personal experience. Everybody I talked to there really was like, this year, it has to happen. It's been so long, we need an Animal Crossing, and then there was nothing for Animal Crossing.
I know, you actually are a fan of Animal Crossing, aren't you?
I do, I love that game. It's great. So I was like, I need this, especially now with my job. I have to travel into North Bergen, so it's like I gotta get on a tram to get on a bus.
Oh shit, yeah, you gotta travel far. I didn't know that.
I'm making enough that it's worth it, but it's annoying to have to travel so far.
You need
so
stuff on your Switch.
I know! I can't... My friend was like, play Dark Souls. Like, I don't want to play Dark Souls on the bus. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to play Animal Crossing on the bus. Yeah. I want to pick weeds as I'm going to work.
You could do it on your 3DS if you still have it.
I can't, why would I want to turn it on? I've got it switched on. I want it on the Switch.
I just bought Robobot for my 3DS. I've been playing that.
As soon as I got the Switch, the Wii U has not been turned on since.
Oh, that's never going to happen. You're never going to turn that back on. That's dead. That's a dead piece of hardware. It was dead when it came out.
The 3DS hasn't turned on since then either.
Oh, wow, man. You should boot up the 3DS. There's some games on it.
The Switch is just such a good piece of hardware. I just want the content on it.
I'm not going to lie, but... your dreams aren't come true yet. When Smash Bros. Comes out, then my dreams will come true. But Animal Crossing, I feel so bad for all those fans that are still waiting, still nothing. All they got's Pocket Camp for mobile.
Yeah. But yeah, so Nintendo had a good showing. I don't think they won just because, it was just Smash Brothers, but I'm hoping that, if anything, I think Ubisoft won this year, just because even though they had their normal cringy dance party, they showed some good shit this year.
Yeah, no, Ubisoft was alright. I think a lot of people consider Microsoft showing the best. I don't, but
I don't
I agree. I agree with what a lot of the good stuff that came out of Microsoft stuff.
I think they did good, but I don't think they did well.
Yeah.
When they showed the Gears of War thing, everyone wanted Gears of War, and then they showed like the little
Funko Pops.
I was like, oh, somebody's gonna die today. And then they were like, and guess what? There's also a mobile game, and I'm like, oh. And then they show the guy coming out, and I'm like, this dude is gonna die if he doesn't say something about the new Gears of War.
They were softening the blow.
It was hilarious. I was waiting. It was like, this guy, his life is in danger.
Somebody's gonna climb up on that stage and beat the shit out of that guy.
It was like, we have 2 mobile games, one based on vinyl pops, and the other one looks like a very limp toast turn-based strategy game.
It's XCOM. It's literally just a copy of XCOM but with Gears of War, which is even more generic. Like, I like Gears of War, ridiculous. But man, awful.
It is very generic. It's like if it was Masters of the Universe, but everybody was He-Man.
Yeah, everybody's just a buff. Oh man. All right. So we got all of the catch-up stuff out of the way. I want to talk about this album now, or specifically this band. You wrote a lot more notes than I did, so I think it should be your job to introduce this band. Spunge.
Yeah, for the first time, I actually did some decent research on the guys.
Yeah, you did more than me. Yeah.
I want to let it out the gate for people, because this is a ska band that just like the one from the last episode is not one that features brass really at all.
What?
It's all
Less Than Jake does.
Does Less Than Jake have brass instruments?
Yeah. Yes, Austin. The whole album has brass instruments.
I barely heard it.
They have 3 brass players on that album.
Cut this out.
It's all. No, I'm leaving it in.
No, they can't know. They can't know my ignorance.
All you said was that you wanted to bring up an out band that does not have a brass section when you mentioned Spunge.
Okay, so yeah, Spunge does not have a brass section at all.
Which is partially untrue because the last section has brass instruments. The last song has brass instruments on it.
It doesn't have a dedicated brass section.
Yeah, you're right. They don't. They also lost their rhythm guitarist when they recorded this remaster.
Mm-hmm. That was true. I was about to get into that.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, so Spunge is a pretty small band considering for ska bands anyway. It's just a 4-member team. We've got our dude Alex Copeland, who's the lead vocalist and kind of the guy in charge. Everybody else has a nickname.
I noticed that. I see these parentheses or quotation marks.
Yeah, so we have Damon Des Robbins, Chris Jarvis Murphy, and Jeremy Jem King.
Okay, so what instruments do these guys play?
I do not know.
You wrote down their names, but not what they do?
Unimportant. Moving on.
That's not fair. What if we have to talk about them? What if I specifically mentioned the blank player? Then how do I know who's fucking doing it?
I didn't put that in the notes.
Holy shit. This is alright, time to Google. I have to use Google.
You had my notes before, Kyle. You didn't check
down
me.
Their names, but not what they can play. Come the fuck on, man. Alright. Damon's on lead guitar.
Don't shame
Chris
me
is on bass guitar. And Jem is on drums. There. Done. Let me fucking fix your notes. There you go. I'll just put them in mine.
Let's not argue in front of the kids, Kyle.
We're gonna get into this. I know this episode is one we're gonna fight on, because I think we have contrasting opinions on a lot of this.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. It might not be as bad as you think.
No, probably not.
So I think these guys had a pretty good hustle in them. These guys are people who really tried, and I think actually got some good fruit from their labor.
Yeah, in the UK, they are the first UK-based band that we're reviewing an album of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like I said, with ska is a pretty widespread thing. So none of my episodes have been based in the US yet.
See, I didn't even know that going in, actually. Oh yeah, I was gonna point out that you brought in 2 foreign bands, and I'm obsessed with California.
Yeah. Yeah. So I figured out. I didn't know that before as well. I kind of guessed it after hearing which song was it? After hearing the song
vocals,
"Go Away."
Right? Yeah, Go.
The "Go Away" has got some word choices that kind of point it out as being a British band.
Yeah, there's a lot of mates. There's some mates in here.
Yeah, well, the use of "Holiday" and the mains was basically what kind of put it out for me.
Okay, yeah, you got me there.
So, during their early days, they kind of decided to stop doing their day jobs after selling about 5,000 copies of their music at early gigs. From that point on, they took on a manager who owned one of the early venues that they went to quite a lot. And in the first 2 years of traveling, they got 300 gigs.
Yeah, they played a lot, looks like.
Yeah, so at the beginning, they were hustling hard for sure.
Getting their music out, man, just like Op Ivy.
And
That's what we were talking about. We brought up Op Ivy last time. Yeah, they don't have a horn section.
Oh, okay. That's right. So in 99, they released their first album called Pedigree Chump.
Okay.
Which was under the Moonska Europe label.
I feel like I know this label. Have they done anything else?
This
label sounds familiar.
I didn't look into Moonska that deep. I just know that they put it under
Moonska World. Here we go. All right, this is the same label that had Less Than Jake, Big D, and the Kids Table. Who else? The Toasters were on this label.
Yeah, that's a pretty good label. So this was the European branch of that.
Yeah, I'd say. It used to be called Moonska Europe. Now it's Moonska World. So that was its old title.
Yeah, Moonska's got a good pedigree, which is good because the first album that they released with them is Pedigree Chump.
Wow. Whoa.
So
blew my mind with that segue, dude.
We did it. I segued backwards. I'd already talked about it. So this album that we're talking about is also it's a redo. It's a re-recording of an album they did called Room For Abuse.
Yeah, in 2000.
Which they did in 2000.
This is their second album, yeah?
The
story so far is the third, yeah.
So, one interesting factoid I figured out was that this album contains 2 cover songs. One of Bob Marley's song and one for Sublime.
Yeah, No Woman, No Cry. No Woman, No Cry. By Bob Marley and Santeria by Sublime. I don't practice Santeria. We're gonna get into those later.
Yeah, so this was the first song ever allowed to be altered by the Marley estate, because Ziggy Marley enjoyed the song so much.
Yeah, Ziggy Marley, the same guy who did the theme song for Arthur, also keeps track of all of Marley's music. Yeah, that's Ziggy.
I did not know that. That's hilarious.
Every day when you're walking down the street. That's
song.
Ziggy Marley. Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm very pleased to know that.
It's a simple message and it comes from the heart. Believe in yourself, and that's the place to start.
There was a point when I was working at the award shop in Charleston. Where I would play that loudly over speakers while I was doing the design work and would sing along with it just to annoy people doing production around me.
And I say, hey!
They loved it. I'm sure they did.
I'm sure.
So, they were signed on to 4 different record labels, 3 of which were in the first 5 years of work.
So, in the first 5 years, they went through 3 labels.
Yeah, well, it didn't seem like it was for negative reasons, except for the third one. Because Be Unique they separated with the Be Unique record label.
Oh, that's the name of the label, okay.
And that's B, just the letter B, and Unique.
Yeah, apostrophe Unique.
So they separated with them because of some funding issues, which ended up in losing a single. So was
this talking about the third album, The Story So Far? Is that who published it?
I believe so, yeah.
So this is 2002?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, okay.
They lost a single, never made it to the shelves because of some funding issues. And I think also the record was like, you gotta handle all promotion and all that shit as well. So.
That's such horseshit. I know. We'll let you publish under our name, but you gotta do all the promo work? That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, so from that point on to current day, the band puts under Dent All Records.
I like that. That's a decent name.
It's a decent pun on Dental Records. So they go under Dental Records, which is their own label that they created.
Yeah, before we talk about this album, I also wanted to bring up a couple things I read about. I didn't know much about them. Not much of their music played over here in America. They never charted here. Only 2 songs charted in the UK. Their song Jump On Demand from their third album, The Story So Far, which I brought up before. That song's actually pretty good. I can see why it was, it charted pretty well. I wish I would have heard it before I heard this album, so I could have had some context, because I feel like that song's a little bit more what this band is all about. And Roots, from that same album, also peaked at number 52. The album charted at 48 for only like a week, and then it disappeared entirely. But Jump On Demand, that single they put out, was on the chart for 2 weeks, and it peaked at 39. So that's not bad. I mean, making it on the chart at all is pretty successful for a ska punk band. And that was in 2002, when the era was kind of petering out. So I just wanted to bring up the chart information, because I know you didn't really go into that, but I thought it was interesting in how I didn't get a chance to hear much of them. But they were kind of popular in the UK. A lot of people, I looked back up some of their videos, and a lot of people do remember them, and they remember hearing their music getting spread around back in the day. Back in the day being like 16, 18 years ago.
Yeah, I do know that they did get quite a lot of awards in that time when they were really coming up in the scene at the time.
Yeah, that's when that's probably their peak around this area. So now we can talk about this album, which is a re-recording of their 2000 album that came out in 2006, and it came with a DVD. I don't know anything about the DVD, but you wrote some stuff about it.
Yeah, the DVD was a re-release of one of their videos called Skankin' and Skulkin'. I believe it also contained a concert recording as well as some interviews and behind the scenes stuff.
Okay, so typical band DVD stuff.
Yeah, and it had a promo for a song on this album, which I'm also a big fan for.
Ego?
Yeah, it's a very good song. So I'm sure we'll talk about it. I'm sure even you have good things to say about that.
Yeah, Ego's in my top 5.
So the
spoiler.
I couldn't find a damn piece of footage for this thing though. It's one of those
none of
things.
it got shared online?
No, it was one of those things. I think it must not have sold very well, this re-release. Not enough for somebody to rip the DVD online.
Maybe. How did you get a hold of this album, by the way?
How did I get it?
Yeah.
Same way I got a lot of my stuff. I found it through Discovery on Spotify before Spotify sold out and became a shitty app.
And so you bought it on Spotify, or?
You can listen to it on Spotify if you got a subscription.
No, I was just figuring if you actually owned a copy of the album or if you just listened to it through streaming.
Just streaming. Sadly, I haven't had the funds to really build a huge library up yet.
That's fair.
Physical pieces.
Most of my stuff's digital, though. It's not physical.
Yeah. I prefer to buy in vinyl if I can, just because I like it.
That's true. Yeah, I don't have a vinyl player, so you got one up on me there.
Yeah,
if you get a physical copy of that, that's good quality.
Yeah, unfortunately, this never came out on vinyl, as far as I can see. And as much as I'd like a CD, I don't want to pay too much for it. So Alex Copeland, the lead singer, currently works his own business called Pocket Ace Promotion, which is working out of Cheltenham, Gloucestershire.
Yeah.
So I made sure I got the pronunciation
You got it
correct.
in parentheses here.
I wanted to make sure I said that correctly.
Did I bring this up? Did you know that before I mentioned it to you, or did you find out through me saying that? Because I was curious about what he was doing now.
No, I did, because I was trying to contact him for questions.
Okay, so you knew that before I mentioned it.
Yeah, I'll just look him up online, and that business was popping up. So
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was all over his Twitter. His website is just that promotion stuff now, so I don't know if he's still doing music or if this is just what he's committed to, but I mean, it makes sense. He has kids.
I was reading a recent interview that the band still does stuff. They still tour. They haven't done any new music recently, but he was talking about, like, this year, they usually take the first couple of months off, and then they do stuff throughout the rest of the year.
Oh, okay, so the second half of the year, they kind of, like, get together and do stuff.
Yeah, but he was talking about how he feels like he needs to start making some new music with the band, so there might be some stuff coming out soon.
Okay, alright, sure, yeah. That's interesting. Anything you want to talk about this album before we start talking about the tracks?
I actually, when I was re-reviewing this, I put a big note on here about the cover art for this album.
Yeah, the cover art's weird. I noticed a lot of the cover arts as I was going through the discography, and it's wild.
You can kind of see there's a trend in some of them, which makes it look like something that might have came out of DeviantArt.
DeviantArt!
I kind of like it, though.
I love that we keep throwing it back DeviantArt. DeviantArt's trendy nowadays, dude. It's 2018.
Yeah, but this, the original version of this album that came out in 2000, I believe, or 2002, something around that. The original version of this album has kind of a scene with the band playing at a bar, and one half of the bar is filled with crazy rockers doing a mosh pit and all that kind of shit. And the other half of the bar has just got an angry old man at a table waving his cane at the rocking on stage. He's not very happy about it.
It's just one old guy.
Yeah, and this album, the re-recording of it, has that same scene, but it's from above and has a giant lady ripping the ceiling off of the venue.
I can see it now. Oh my god, that's so cool. This album finally makes sense.
Yeah, so the dude in her hand is the angry old man with his cane.
I just saw she was ripping open like a concert stage. I really didn't know what I was looking at here, but now that I'm looking at the original cover, you're right, she is. That's pretty meta.
I think it's cool.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, I like
it.
Yeah, this is not the only album they have with a giant lady on it as well.
Yeah, the three more also have her on it. I think everything except the first album.
Isn't it a different lady? I think it's a different lady. So
I think it's the same lady.
Is it?
Yeah.
They've got a story playing out on the cover of their albums. I'm kind of into it though. It's kind of a cool thing.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah, so I just wanted to point that out because I thought it was kind of a cool thing that they were doing. But
yeah, that's pretty meta that you re-release an album and instead of putting out the same cover, you put out something that like plays over it. I mean, it's not a re-release; it's a remaster. Yeah, so you put out a cover that plays on it. That's kind of funny. I like it.
So you want to start jumping into this?
Yeah, I think we should talk about the first track. This is Room For Abuse 06, the 06 version of the original. We start with Live Another Day.
Woke up this morning feeling like I've been run over. My head feels like I've been going solo with a brick. Crawl to the bathroom, grab the sink, the shower's running. Takes all my willpower to stop myself from being sick.
So I want to hear what you think of this song. I want to hear your thoughts.
So Live Another Day, I like. Right off the bat, I think it's a good first impression. The vocalist is doing most of the melody work himself, and there's a lot of do-it-yourself quality to a lot of these songs. You can tell, like, it's kind of got a garage band style, but the sound quality is a lot better thanks to this being a remaster. I went back and listened to the original, and I listened to this, and I can tell the difference.
Yeah, I mean, it can seem kind of rudimentary, because I think a lot of the notation, just the way that they lay out their stuff, is pretty simple.
Yeah.
But they keep it interesting because there's a lot of syncopation and tempo changing that they do in the songs. Just about every single song they do has got some syncopation and tempo changing into it.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So, and of course, it being just a 4-piece band, it's not going to sound as big as Tokyo Ska Paradise Orchestra.
No, yeah, they don't have as many breakdowns, that's for sure.
Yeah, but I think it's a good quality of them, actually.
Okay, I can agree with that. I think that's not bad. I think they can iterate on themselves as these songs go along to make some interesting stuff, even with just with 4 guys. But the first time I got to the chorus here, it seemed like such an anti-climax. Like I was ready to be blown away by something that never really came. And I think that's a common problem for this album. I wanted to bring that up on the first song. Like, I noticed that a lot when I'm hearing through most of these songs. I'm just ready for, like, something more interesting to happen, and it doesn't. So, the singer puts so much energy in his verses and the chorus, the singer Alex, and it all ends up sounding the same, and it's not very dynamic to me. Like, I can see where you're coming from, but I was just never really that interested. But I like the song, and compared to the rest of the album, I actually like it quite a bit. I listened to it several more times than a lot of the other tracks. I put it at my number 3. This is my number 3 on the album.
It's not a bad choice.
Yeah, Live Another Day, I really like it. I like the chorus. I like coming back to it. So, yeah, good. Good in comparison to other songs.
I think it's a good kind of, it's a good start because it kicks it off fast and you get the momentum built real fast.
Yeah, for sure. As the first song, I absolutely agree. I would keep this as the first track if I were to reorder it.
And it's a good showcase of the kind of stuff I was talking about, where they've got the syncopation in it, they've got tempo change, and they've got the thing I like about Alex's vocals is that he speaks clearly.
Yeah, that's true. He could have been. There are a lot of other UK-based singers that are what's the word?
What's the word, Kyle?
Unintelligible.
Yeah.
You can't really tell what they're saying.
Yeah. So there's something. The one thing I like about these vocals and all of these songs is that you can understand what he's saying.
I can understand him. That's a plus. I can understand
it is a plus.
what he's saying. That's true. That's a plus. Yeah, I'll give it a point for understandability.
Yeah. I enjoy music. Like as we talk about, I've talked about the drunken bar songs I kind of like.
Yeah, you like songs that you can actually sing along with.
Exactly. I like songs that I can sing along to. And all these songs are very easy to do that with.
Do you want to get into the next song, which is very much a sing-along song?
Yeah.
Track 2, Get Along.
I'm actually not a huge fan of this one. I wouldn't actually sing along with this one.
I think the guitar work is alright, but I did not like the vocals on this one. His la la la's and holding his yeah. He holds his yeah for a long time in this song and in another one, and it's a little annoying. But the guitarists, Damon and Chris, both do a really good job here, and they have a lot of fun playing off each other.
See,
So it's a bit more danceable.
I was going to call you out on this because I figured that you were gonna have troubles. You were gonna have troubles with the fact that he does all of like the non-word singing, I would call it.
Yeah, his
the
laws.
laws and the yes.
Yeah, the laws and the yes. Have a problem with it.
I want to point out that your favorite musician is Scotty Kleppenstein, who about 80% of the things he sings are not lyrics.
Well, hey, not favorite, and B, it's different.
It's different because
it's different. Scott is a trained Broadway musician. This guy's not. He's a punk singer from the UK.
I won't argue. I love Scotty too. So
those are two very different things. Yeah, it's not just that they are la la la's and na na na's. I don't have that problem. I have the problem with the way he sings them, which is just kind of grating. Like I would be fine with it in other cases, but I don't know here.
Yeah, I mean, I won't say that you're wrong, honestly.
This is not one of my favorites. It's not a skip. I'll listen to it, but it's not great either.
Yeah, even for me, there are songs on here. I don't have any skips, but I do have songs where they just feel like continuations of other songs.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's just kind of a filling. It just fills it up a bit for me. For an album with 17 songs, a lot of them they do feel like filler.
17. I was gonna mention how long this fucking album is. It's 62 minutes. It's 17 tracks. This is the longest album we've covered, Austin.
Yeah, so I will say that a lot of their songs are very similar, and they could have gotten rid of some of them to make it a little more dynamic.
Thank you, Austin. That's all I wanted to hear. All I wanted to hear was you say maybe they could have cut back a bit. Maybe this is too much.
Let's talk about the next song.
Yeah, let's talk about Breakup.
This song I feel is different.
Yeah, this is different.
I really
it's
like
gotta be
this
the bass, right? Like the bass player is having so much fun on this one. It's so tasty. Daddy Moore. I love the bass on this one.
My buddy, actually, I was listening to this in the kitchen as I was cooking, and he mentioned that he'd heard this song on the radio.
What? Really?
Yeah, apparently he told me that this one was getting airplay. So I thought that was interesting.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so...
The song didn't chart? Maybe it's just, luck of the draw. Maybe he just happened to hear it.
Well, he said he was playing quite a lot back in the day as well.
Oh, alright.
So maybe whoever was running the radio station out in Indiana where we were just really likes it.
The first half of the song is a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun listening to this one, jamming to the rhythm of that bass line and the first verse, but again, kind of falls apart on the chorus. The background vocals, can we talk about the background vocals and how they don't really sync up with Alex's? And they kind of muddle it. There's a bit of that going on this track and on another one.
See, I actually disagree bigly on this one. I disagree to a large extent. I disagree bigly.
Yeah.
Barring Donald Trump's speech for this one.
Okay, go ahead.
What do
you have to say about this one?
You're wrong. You're wrong. Yeah, I love the chorus on this one. I think it's something I would love to sing. It's really good. It's a chorus that when it hits to the emotional part where the music goes down and the syncopation starts, I can kind of feel like the frustration you'd have in your voice when you got like when you have like a really depressed friend who's gone through like a bad breakup. Yeah,
this is another breakup. A friend breaks up and you're telling them to get over her kind of songs, which there's a lot of in ska. There was also one on Rockview. Great American Sharpshooter was also about this same thing.
Yeah. I was noticing that there's a lot of similarities in theming with some of these songs.
On Candy Coated Fury about this.
That's what I was saying. There's a lot of songs that are like themed between this and Candy Coated Fury.
Yeah, there is. You're right. I can draw some parallels now. What's the name of the song?
This one was Nobody Likes Your Girlfriend.
She feels like the end of the world.
Oh, you're thinking of that one.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
I was thinking of Everybody Hates Your Girlfriend.
No. That's a funny song. I like that. Nobody likes your girlfriend. She's a bitch from hell, man. Well, She's Not the End of the World is the song about, of helping a friend get over a girl. Yeah, which is the same as this.
That's a good song. I
also, I have a bit of an angry thing that ticks me off. At the very end of this song, he says, "Pick it up." as the
Yeah.
song is ending.
I do wish that was.
That's not what that means. You say pick it up when you're about to make the song faster, or you want the audience to dance. You don't say pick it up in the last 2 seconds of the song as it ends.
It's
when
funny
it's over.
because the next song after this is also a lot slower than this one.
Yes.
So. I would agree they should not have put that in there.
I don't know why that's there. That
But,
made me put down my headphones and be like, wait, what?
I would not have.
It's over?
I would not have done that, but I also think the chorus in this song is very good. This song is in my top 5 easily.
Alright, there you go. I'll give that one. Not in my top 5, but not a bad song. I like the bass too much to say I don't like it. It's good. It's decent. So let's talk about the next song. I'm very happy to talk about this one. The No Woman, No Cry, the Bob Marley cover.
This one's interesting. This one's very interesting.
This one's really interesting. As you said before, they received Ziggy Marley's blessing to change the lyrics. And the lyrics are good.
Yeah.
They're really good. They're solid. They match with the original feeling of the song. And I think that this interpretation is Alex's best vocal work on the whole album. He's really good here.
Is this your number 1 or 2?
That's 2. This is my number
Really?
2 on the album. Yeah, No Woman, No Cry is my number 2. Wow, it's good. He really reminds me, he kind of reminds me of Gwen Stefani when he goes, everything's gonna be just fine. When he does that little bend on Fine, it's so good. It's really good. He sounds
I do like this
natural when he's singing someone else's lyrics.
Yeah, so I do.
Say what you gotta say.
I do love a cover where the lyrics change. It's always a good thing for me that I'm into. The only thing I wish they had actually changed, but I know why they didn't, is the actual chorus is still No Woman, No Cry.
You got no woman, no cry.
So the whole song's different. It's about a whole different thing.
Yeah.
But the chorus is the same.
But
I was confused by this and had to just kind of rationalize that the song is about a band member telling another band member to stop bitching about being on tour because he doesn't have a lady waiting back at home or something like that. That was the only thing I could think about. It was well, you ain't got a girl, so stop bitching.
The original
about
chorus is bothering you.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But it's I can see why they left it in because it's still a chorus and
it's still the chorus of the original cover, and it does hold it together. So again, I think this song goes on a little bit too long. I feel like it could have ended at the 3-minute mark, but it just kept going. This happens a couple times, but this is where it kind of I really started noticing how long some of these songs are. I get it. It got to the point where I had to say that to myself as we passed the 3.5 minutes.
I think there might be a thing. I grew up listening to lots of 80s rock and 70s rock and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of those songs can go on for way too long. If a lot of people who grew up listening to the good old-fashioned punk music, a lot of those songs are 2 minutes long.
Yeah, they're very, very short. I did grow up on those.
I can see. I like a good long song. I will listen to Hotel California, the extended version.
I got a short attention span, man. It hurts me a little bit.
So
that's just probably where we differ.
I think coming down to song length is definitely a preference thing because I like a good long song. Yeah.
But still, great song. In my top 3. I love this cover. It's great. Alex, fucking applause for Alex. Man, he's actually a really good singer. This is where I really notice how good he is when he, puts his mind to it.
It's a very good song. It actually just does not make it into my top 5 though. It's a number 6 for me.
Number 6? Alright, that's fair. That's fair. I'm excited to hear more of your top 5 as we go down this one. But here is where it all goes wrong. On track 5. All Gone Wrong. So, I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't find anything on this song to really latch onto. I thought the vocals were boring. I wasn't impressed by the guitar work. I wrote down in my notes here, I said, this song is the equivalent of someone driving by you, trying to say hi, but you can't understand them because they're driving by, so it's kind of like nothing ever really happened. There's no substance to this song.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
Yeah, that's how I put it. And this is my first skip. I skipped this one.
Yeah, unfortunately, even I this is the song I've got the least to say about.
Oh yeah, really? There you go. So we're in the same boat
it's
here.
the one I had the least to say about, and one of the things I did say about it was there's nothing really exceptional about it.
Wow! Oh my god, that's amazing! I didn't even see your notes. There it is. There's nothing exceptional about it.
The only thing that I said was that the backup vocals in it can be pretty fun sometimes.
That's it. So Austin, if you were to cut songs off the album, you would cut this one, right?
It would. It also hits me like I was at this point. I was kind of realizing that maybe a big portion of why I like this album so much is it hit me at a very specific point in my life.
Right.
Where a lot of the themes in these songs were kind of happening to me.
Yeah. So it was more of an emotional album than it was like this album's great.
And,
like kind of thing.
This one hits on one of those points, but it also makes me very uncomfortable.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Well, this song, there's lots of stuff about people being idiots and making poor choices, and one of the choices is like a lady cheating on somebody with a bunch of
girl
dudes.
named Sheila.
Yeah, so it was like this was happening about the time that my parents were going through their divorce, and that kind of shit was happening. So
Alright.
it's like that one makes me uncomfortable.
Alright, yeah.
But a lot of these songs were happening with shit like that about my time.
Oh man.
So it's like.
Alright, I can understand. I can understand.
So, I mean, I would take that one out for that reason, and for the reason that it's just not very good.
I would take it out because, yeah, it's a skip. It's a skip song. I don't think this has to be on here. Let's move on.
Yeah, perfect filler. Let's talk about Dubstyle.
Oh, track 6, Dubstyle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is better. This is better than the last one.
This one's very good. It's got that heavy bass line at the beginning, which I know you like.
Yes, I like the guitar work on this one. There's in the second half of the song, there's some like Jimi Hendrix kind of guitar work, where he really goes on for a bit on the heavy distortion. But it also doesn't really go anywhere. The song kind of meanders a little bit.
Yeah, that is, unfortunately, that's one of the problems with this band and the way they write is that they write on a gradual...
They don't know how to end songs at the right time.
Yeah, it's not... Unfortunately, it's not like a lot of stuff like... let's take Tokyo's Got Paradise Orchestra, for example.
Sure.
Like, the one song that we all love from that album more than any other, Across the Farthest Universe, is like, that song has amazing build-up and payoff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with Spunge, it's mostly like a gradual climb and a gradual fall.
Yeah, it's all gradual. There's really not much of a peak. It's kind of... It's gradual, and you're eventually going to get there. And then, before you realize you're even at the peak, you're already falling down again.
Yeah, so unfortunately that's going to be a thing for a lot of these songs, but the...
Not all of them, not all of them.
Not for all of them. The ones I really like are the ones that kind of change that up a little bit. But
would this be in your like bottom 5? You think?
No, not this one. Not at all. I like this one a lot compared to a lot of the other songs.
Yeah, I like it more on the second listen.
This would be a 7 underneath the Bob Marley cover.
Number 7. Wow, really?
I really like this one. It's really I think it's it's got like a fever dream. It feels like its own thing.
I think it's middling. Yeah, I think I'd put it at track 8 or 9. I don't think I'd put it in my top 5 or my top 7. But you know, somewhere right below, but not bad at all. I like this one. I like Dubstyle.
I like the different style it's got. Yeah. So
I think the whole thing is supposed to be a subversion joke. What is it? What is this in your notes here?
The whole thing, like they talk about it, making use of somebody and all that kind of stuff, and putting a smile on their face and that kind of shit. It makes it sound like maybe they're trying to like coax somebody into like doing some stuff.
Doing some stuff.
Doing some stuff.
In the bedroom, perhaps?
Yeah, and the reason why that seems like that is because near the end they have the extra line where it says, "What the hell did you think I was thinking? What the hell did you think I was thinking of?" When he was talking about all that. So I think it's like, it's supposed to sound naughty, but it's really just about like moshing at a party or something like that. Doing a mosh.
Yeah, you know maybe, yeah.
So
maybe we could be the ones to make you happy. Hell, you never know, you might even smile.
That's the funny joke, is like, we just want you to come over here and skank in a mosh for a little while.
Funny joke!
Funny joke.
Sorry, I had to. I know you love that bit.
I know. We always mention Game Grumps at least once in these shows.
Yeah, Game Grumps is the new shit.
We're more subtle about it. But hey,
It's just you. You're the only one that keeps doing it.
you brought him up this time. You brought up Shadman this time.
I did, Jables. I subverted your expectations.
Now everyone's gonna go out and Google Shadman. Everyone's gonna go into their Explorer box and type in Shadman.
Stop! No, you can't do that. I don't know if I have to censor that or not. I don't think so. I don't have to censor anything before this, so.
You're gonna bleep out the domain so people can go to it.
I mean, they can find it if they do a quick Google search, but I'm not giving away the domain.
Hey, Kyle, you know what I think we need? A wake-up call.
What a segue! Oh, I love these segues. These are becoming my favorite part of doing album reviews.
We can only do them if we do track.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean, that's why your episodes are really good. Alright, so, track 7, Wake Up Call. This is the first song that I would consider, in my opinion, so bad that it's good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think this song is so fucking cheesy and silly. It's really...
I like it, though.
It's not great.
I like it because it's cheesy.
I like the
so-
instrumental. It feels nice to hum to. But I was...
You are like the biggest fan of the Aquabats.
Hold
That's
on,
all they do is
hold
cheesy
on.
and silly.
But I got thrown for a loop with the backing vocals here. They do not harmonize. I really wish the backup vocals here were just not even here. This song would be a lot easier to digest if it was just at, like, in the beginning of the song. You hear the first couple lyrics, and you're like, okay, it's gonna be Alex singing. And then there's another voice singing his lyrics, but, like, not harmonizing with him at all. And it's just like, this sounds so weird. Why is this not just him? Why are there two voices? Like, just the regular verses, not even the chorus.
I didn't even catch a chorus in this song at all.
But
Are you sure you weren't just listening to the same song, like, slightly mirrored on each other?
No, I'm listening to Wake Up Call. It's a funny song. Yeah.
I put this album on this one because I thought maybe it would be something you haven't heard of, but that you were into.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm finding that all the things I picked because I thought you liked them are not so.
Hey, we get into some stuff. But I do like this song because of the cheesiness. I do like this song. I'll take it. It's a funny
Seriously.
song about the lead singer hating mornings. And with some dumb
Which
lyrics.
I can relate to.
And I can relate to. I'll take it. I will keep this on the album. It's not a skip.
And this
it's
is
funny.
my number one.
No, don't say that. You're lying to me.
I am. But
You're fucking lying.
this isn't even in my top 6 or 7.
This isn't even in my top 6.
It's a funny song. Sometimes when I'm listening to the whole album, I'll miss I can't hear the bits over. I can't hear like the alarm clock break that happens. And I'll be like, oh, the song's over, and then it'll come back again and just keep playing. So I feel like I'm in the salt and pepper diner bit for a little bit.
Oh, hey. I can understand that.
But I like it. It's cheesy and fun.
Sure. All right. Good song. Not bad.
You get a lot of points just for having, a fun song.
I like it more than Dubstyle. I'll put it above Dubstyle.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'd put this at probably 7. Yeah.
I would take Dubstyle over it, but Wake Up Call is still a good song.
Okay, so that's fair. All right. So next song, Disco Kid. Disco Kid! I'm putting the bit from Punch Out here. So, another disjointed anticlimax chorus, and a lot of not great yes. He does the yes thing here again.
You're being very mean to Disco.
I know, come on. It's a skip. It's a skip. I don't like this song.
He's like the third fighter from the Punch Out weekend.
Yeah,
right?
yes, he's in the first.
He's having such a fun time.
He's having a great time, but man, doesn't got a lot going for him, and he is easily defeated and easily skipped.
Oh god.
This song is I like the bass. That's it. This is the most late 90s of all the songs on here. This song sounds like it was recorded in the garage, and they didn't touch it up much at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's a song about being worthless and trying to stay that way.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this song lyric-wise.
It's very 90s.
But not special. Would you consider this a skip?
This is another song where I have the last line being nothing too special.
Yeah, so, right? Probably a skip, right?
I would take it off the album if I had the choice.
There you go. That's all I wanted to hear, buddy. I'm right so far. My two that are skips are also ones that you don't like and would take off the album. Look at how much I'm right. My opinions are facts. Are factual.
This is why I had you on the podcast, so I could prove you wrong and have my opinion be fact.
We have similar opinions. I mean, for the most part. I mean, there are a couple. Look, so far, we have not super disagreed on anything. Let's be real. I guess breakup. I was a little bit more upset with breakup.
I disagreed quite a bit with the Less Than Jake song, because unfortunately Less Than Jake is just not kind of for me.
That's fair, yeah, that's totally fair. I wouldn't say this is for me either, but, you know.
Nah.
I'll keep my top 5.
Unfortunately, with this one, it's not for you just because they're not as good. They're not as good as some of the other stuff.
They're not as good. They're not as polished.
They're not bad.
No, they're not.
They're not as bad as some of the stuff you've sent me.
No, I'll
for
get
instance.
into that later here when we talk about my least favorite on this album. Yeah. When it reminds me of some of the shit I've heard on the ska punk compilation.
Here's why I'm so invested in them, though, is because it's a lot like with something. If something is such a garbage fire, then it's like you're not gonna give a shit about it. But if something is so close to being good, like something like all they have to do is be a little more creative with their notation, and, like they could be really
Abso-fucking-lutely. So you see the potential. We're in the same boat. Yes, Austin, give me a 5. We're right there. We totally see the potential in this band, and there are a lot of other bands just like this, where you see the potential in them. You just want them to make better songs, be more creative. Like, God, there's a lot of stuff. It frustrates me. Honestly. But I'll keep it. I'll keep it close to my heart because I think that, this band has a chance.
Yeah.
Or had a chance. I mean, this band's old now. But I get it now. I get where you're coming from. So, let's just talk about the next track.
Yeah. So, this one is All She Ever Wants.
This is the longest song on the whole album, for no reason.
Does that mean that you don't like it very much?
No, not. I just wish it was shorter. I think it's too long. It's like, isn't it like 5.5 minutes?
I think so.
Yeah. I like the setup for the guitar solo. I like the "she's inside your head, you won't know what you said." Yeah, but that comes like 3.5 minutes into the song, so I have to get there first to get to my best part. And then he has like his worst "yeah." He has a really long "yeah" on this one too.
Kyle, I have a request for you.
What is it?
It's gonna require some work, but I think it'd be very good.
Alright, I'm listening.
I want you to take every single "yeah" from this album and just like string them together in a supercut for the end of the episode.
Alright, I'll end it in the rocket power "yeah" too. I'll use it again. Just for you.
Yeah, so it'll be 20 full seconds of Alex Copeland going "yeah."
Alright, there you go. I'll put it in. Can I put it in as the cold open? Then no one will know what the fuck it is.
That would be hilarious and very confusing for people.
People will get this far into the podcast and then they'll know what I was doing, so it'll be worth it. It'll be earned.
That'll be great. I can't wait to hear comments about like what the fuck is this open.
The first thing people hear in the episode is a bunch of "yeah, yeah."
I'm excited for that.
You're welcome. I'm doing it just for you, Austin. So people can bitch at
you. Thank you very much, Kyle.
later in the episode when they find out this was your idea.
I welcome it.
They stop listening at the beginning because of you.
Send all your angry emails to KyleGloveTheGlove@cakefarts.com.
Oh, damn it, no! That domain name was supposed to be a secret. You know what I like the most?
You know what I like the most?
No.
Not this song. It doesn't make me happy. I wouldn't skip it.
Yeah.
I just wish it was shorter. What do you think about it?
It's one of those topics that kind of hit home for that time for me again, because I was this guy in the song, unfortunately.
Yeah, this song is also about a bad relationship.
Oh god. So I would skip it. There are some things I like about it.
Really? You would skip this one?
I might skip it, yeah, but I do like quite a bit about it still.
Can I vote this as the song that we get halfway through and then skip? Like, I just want to hear the good part and then just skip the last like 2 minutes because it just seems
Partial skip.
partial skip. Yeah, first partial skip.
The heavy drums and guitar opening is good. I do like the vocals in it, and the backing underneath the song near the end is great. But unfortunately, it's a bit bloated. Sadly.
Bloated is a good word for it. It's long.
You know what else is bloated?
What?
My ego.
Ego is the 10th track on this album, and it's fucking catchy as hell.
It is amazing.
This is the only single from this album, and it's
my number one.
It's your number
the best
one.
song.
I don't blame you. I love this song. I really dig it.
It's very good.
And it's the first official single they ever released. This is the first one because Kickin Pigeons was on an EP.
Yeah, it was on a 4-track song.
Yeah. So I like this one right away. I like the chorus. I think this song, they figured out the length. It doesn't overstay its welcome. I only have positive things to say. This is my number 4. This makes it in my top 5.
I mean, this is a good example of having a nice break in your song when they get into the bit about like actually touring on the road. Every song where they talk about like the actual experience of being the band is good.
Yeah, not necessarily just relationship stuff, which are kind of hit or miss.
Yeah, and it's got great build-off and payoff, and it's largely because of how catchy and high energy the chorus is.
Yes, oh my goodness, I love the fucking chorus in this song. It's so good. I would have thought you noticed. My ego's too big. I'm the host with the mostest. My ego's too big. Don't tell me you haven't know. I'm sorry, I like it. It's catchy.
It's really good. He's kind of doing like a weird voice too. So.
Yeah, I was trying to imitate that. I'm not that great at it.
It's very good.
The only thing that it wouldn't make it like higher than number 4 is because other bands do what this song does better. So it just reminds me of those bands. But you know, it's good. No, it's a good song. It's a good song. So number 4, good track. You're number 1.
Solid B+. Good job.
You know what I'd call this song, Austin? Second Rate.
Oh, now you're doing it too.
Hey, yeah, I'm figuring it out.
Alright, this is the next song. It's called Second Rate.
The next song is called Second Rate. Yeah, track 11.
This has got some interesting thing. I went on a search to find who the female vocalist on this one.
Yeah, there's female singing on this one. I like her. You could say, I love the way she sings.
That was very nice.
Hey,
So I went on a hunt. I went as far as to email Alex Copeland himself.
you did. You
But
contacted him.
He did not get back with me fast enough, so I'm hoping that maybe he will eventually, and then that we could use that for catch up in the next episode.
Yeah, tell him to record his answer and I'll put it in the next episode. Tell him to break out a microphone and record his answer.
He hasn't updated his Twitter in like 2 years.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't really look on the internet that much.
Yeah, he probably doesn't. So
Even though he runs a promotion website.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
They don't harmonize very well.
I don't think it matters. I think that's part of the that's part of the meta, is that they don't harmonize very well.
They're different pieces, kind of going back and forth. I like the things they're doing a lot. It's dynamic. The things that they're doing in this song singing are different, and I like it. But it loses points for the la la las and the na na nas. I still don't like
Yeah,
this.
I saw that
not
coming.
great. Sorry.
Yeah, so I went on a hunt for the vocalist to figure out who she was. I found on a forum. I went back and listened to the original of this and this remake, and it's the same vocalist, I'm sure.
Oh, they just reused the vote. Wait, did they get her to re-record it, or is it?
I'm certain she re-recorded.
Okay.
But if they didn't, it's very similar. On the original album, they actually do credit her, and it's here. It is Lila Khan.
Lila Khan. Okay. Or Layla.
Layla, possibly. She was the lead singer of a band called Grimace back in the day, and is the current lead singer for Sonic Boom 6.
Oh, okay, I do know her. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's how Sonic Boom 6 popped up in my research.
She's the lead singer for Sonic Boom. Check that shit out. That's pretty cool, man. I could dig that.
I thought that was a neat thing. She does a good job on the song, I think.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think she does do a good job.
You just have an
I
issue.
just don't like the la la las and the na na nas. Did we finish? Is that everything for Second Rate? Or should we say any more?
We talked about our girl Layla. You don't like Yaz in songs. Or at least his.
Hey, Alex's. Yeah, just Alex's.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fun song. I think the singing is fine. I like the slower tempo of it. I think it can be Oh, here's something in my notes.
You wrote something?
I've referred to this as it's I Know You Too Well to Love You Anymore as chilled out older brother. This was another one of the songs that tonally
Brings you back to Candy Coated Fury, right?
Yep. So it's another one of those songs that is just like tonally and thematically very
You
similar
wrote down,
to
I
Candy
can
Coated.
see it being annoying for some people.
Yeah, that was me.
Did you write that for me?
Some people being for Kyle.
You know, you're not wrong.
It
Not
did
wrong,
end
buddy.
with just la la la's from both of them.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that's where it loses points. So, but it's not a skip. I like it. I like the addition of the
Yeah.
female vocalist. I think it did its job. So, not in my top 10, but not bad.
Yeah, it increases the tempo in the middle as well, which I really like. But aside from that, yeah.
So speaking of songs that get kind of annoying, number track 12, Nothing to Hide.
Really?
Yeah, I think this is a weak song. That's a good way to describe it. My adjective was weak. I think the guitar work is weak too. The solo is so, like, pathetic sounding and kind of wimpy. It's like the guitarist didn't even want to be playing the song. Like, Alex has more fun singing the song, but I'm just not impressed. It's not a skip, but it's just kind of annoying. I'm not a fan of this one.
I actually like this one a pretty decent amount compared to some of the other ones.
Well, tell me about it, man. Tell me what you like about it.
Personally, I think it's written better. When I'm talking about notation, just making the song written more interestingly.
Right.
More interestingly, this one kind of is more interesting as far as the way it's actually written.
Yeah, see, I guess maybe I just wasn't paying attention too much to the lyrics because I just was distracted by how
Yeah.
weak the...
Not in lyrics, but just where the notes are. You know?
Yeah.
The actual rhythms and
Yeah.
where they place the notes. I think it's just written better that way. It's more interesting. They've got better use of syncopation, and it's got some compression and release that the other songs don't have really.
Okay.
It's an example of them getting close to a build up and payoff.
Yeah, close to things that other bands actually know how to do.
Yeah. So
But you actually said you wrote that you like the guitar work on this one.
I do like the guitar work on it.
I'm not impressed. I just what's our boy's name? Is it Chris? No, it's Damon. Damon is our lead guitarist here. Yeah, it feels like to me he doesn't even want to be playing the song. Like this song was all Alex's idea, and he's just like kind of going through the motions. That's what it sounds like to me.
You know what it sounds like you'd want the song to do, Kyle?
Are we getting into this?
do you already see it coming?
What do I want the song to do, Austin?
Rockabilly.
Oh, hey, I think you're right.
Oh shit, hold on.
Go
Go
back
away.
one. Go back one.
Oh, we did it. Go Away. The next song is called Go Away.
Thank you. I hate this song.
Really?
This song angers me because it feels like a waste of talent.
Oh, is
this
this the
whole
song?
song is a waste of talent on everybody. I point at everyone who wrote this song, and I hate hearing shit like this on that ska punk compilation I was talking about. There's talent here. You got a decent, silly concept for a song, but you don't come up with anything clever. The chorus isn't catchy, and by the time they get to the big, go away, the high energy that they're supposed to have, it doesn't even feel like it's there. It's unearned. It's disingenuous. This is my skip. I hate this song. This is my least favorite. Delete this.
Okay.
I wish this song was never
Okay.
written. Or, that's not even true.
Okay.
Somebody else could do the song better.
Okay.
But God, I had to get all my thoughts out at once.
All right.
I was frustrated by this song.
So I take it you're not a huge fan of this one.
What was your first?
I think it's fine.
Where's Your Guts and I Hate Him? Put that one on. Your Guts I Hate Him is a funner song.
Yeah, it is. I didn't say it's as good as that. Unfortunately, Real Big Fish has done this song better about 3 times. 3 separate times they've done this song better.
Yeah, this is literally like a baby brother trying to emulate his older brother and like strumming his fingers on the wrong chords and going, "Look at me, I'm playing."
I'm gonna give it some credit though. I'm gonna give it some good credit. I think
Okay, sure, give it some credit because I got nothing good to say here.
we both like the silly songs. We both
Yeah, I
like the stupid
Some
lyric
of the
songs.
lyrics are silly.
Like I said, I think some of the lyrics get creative. I mean, I like the echoey slow chorus that they do. the slow go aways and all that.
Yeah, the beginning is it's fine.
Yeah, I do not like the go aways when they start getting energetic and just repeat that over and over again. I do not.
Yeah,
like
it's bad. It takes away from the song.
So
it's not done well at all.
Yeah, I liked.
Like I said, it feels disingenuous.
I mean, a lot of what I like about this band is the syncopation and the tempo changes, and a lot of the songs have that, and the things I like in those songs involve that happening. So it's like
the last one.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the songs that I really like have that in there, but the ones that I really, really like have that in there as well as other stuff that other good music has.
Right, so my bottom three, my skips, are Go Away, Disco Kid, and All Gone Wrong. Those are my three skips, and Go Away being the worst.
Fair enough. If I had the choice to trim this down to about half of its size, Go Away would probably be coming off of it as well.
Okay, so you would also take this one off at least. Alright, I feel good. There's most of my hate, alright? It's all out of the way now, Austin. It's all out of the way.
Oh, it's all out of the way. It's a good thing that we've only got 4 songs left on the album.
4 more songs! The album isn't done with us yet.
So, let's talk about the next one. That's called Rockabilly.
Yeah, Rockabilly is really fun.
I do like the song a lot.
I like the guitar work, and the backup singing is actually really fun. And the breakdown with fucking Crocodile Rock. La 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 la. That's fucking Elton John.
Yeah.
That's such a nice touch. It's a welcome change after the last track, that's for sure. I'd keep this one.
This one's like a number 4 for me.
Really? This is in your top 5?
Yes. So.
Oh wow, man.
The backup singers that feel a bit little. They feel a bit a Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, yeah.
like a doo-wop Motown kind of deal with that.
Yeah, Motown. Thank you. That's the one.
So I really like that they brought in some girls to do that in the background.
Yeah, it's a good touch. I like the backup vocals here. They actually work.
It fleshed out the band sound a little bit, which is nice.
Yeah, the song's definitely new.
The vocals and lyrics are all very fun. It's about like just being a kid and all the stupid shit you got up to in the time. And it's just
fun.
It's just really fun. It's really well. And
I wish we got more songs like this on the album.
Yeah, this is going in the right direction, and it's got the good syncopation, it's got the good lyric changes, it's got the good tempo changes that I like, so it's like...
I'd probably put it... I don't know, I like a lot of things about this song, but I don't think I can make it in my top 5. I think I'd put it at, like, number 7, if I didn't already put something else at 7. I think I already did. Yeah, in the top 10. Good song, real fun.
Yeah, I do love the end of the song as well. Like, the last 2 lines where it's... the whole notation changes and he's just like building up and up. I really like that.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
So, yeah, I mean, that's a really good song. They should have done more of that.
They should have done more, you're right. You know what else they should have done more of?
More covers?
More covers, yeah.
Like the next one, that is Santeria.
Yep. So this is a Sublime cover. Interesting story about this one, Austin. This was the first song you showed me when we were talking about this album.
Yeah. And
on my initial listen,
did not like it at first.
I was not that impressed. Yeah, I thought the vocalist was trying too hard to emulate Bradley's singing, and I didn't really like the distorted guitar. I didn't think it made up for it.
Is it your number 1 on the album?
But little did I know, in comparison to the rest of this album, and the band's original music, this is the best song on the album.
Oh my god.
Isn't that kind of sad? This is my number 1. I feel like this band is at its best when they're trying their hardest to improve or copy someone else's work. Like, Santeria and the Bob Marley cover are my number 1 and my number 2. So, second listen, this cover is really good.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I'm sorry I doubted you, man. I'm glad you showed this to me.
Yeah. I thought it would be a good hook to get.
I just needed more context, you know? I needed the context of the rest of the album. So, I appreciate what you were doing. You clearly got me, like, intrigued. You intrigued me about what the band was about to do. Some of it let me down, but this didn't. I felt this was better with the context of the rest of the album. So it's great. I really like what he's doing here.
It's not impossible to say that maybe this band should have been a ska only, or a cover only band.
I was gonna mention that when you first brought up the name Spunge to me, I thought they were a cover band. I thought it was like Me First and the Gimme Gimmes.
Yes.
I thought that's what they mainly did.
Yeah, if they only did covers, they might. The Me First and the Game of Kings, I love them. I really do. They're
yeah, of course.
really good. So it's like
That's what they're amazing at.
yeah. So it's like maybe
But that's a huge band too. That's like 8 dudes. Right?
I think it's like closer to 6 or 7. But the
I see like a lot on the covers.
yeah, they do have a lot of guys.
So, yeah. So best song in my opinion. What do you think about it?
It's my number 2.
Oh, okay. All right.
I really like this song, but you have to. Some people, when they hear covers, they're like, "This is my replacement for the original." But it's like I don't.
They get a little bit too. Yeah, this is all time better. The old one sounds like shit. Some people do that.
Yeah.
Some people really do that.
I don't think that's
Like I looked up a forum about ska covers, and somebody listed a bunch of Real Big Fish covers like "Boys Don't Cry" and "Kiss Me Deadly," and they just completely write off the originals.
I mean, I can kind of understand, like, given the choice to listen to Aha's original of "Take on Me" and "Real Big Fishes,"
Yeah.
I'll almost always take "Real Big Fishes."
That's what we grew up with, though. You know.
I'm also a huge Aha fan. Like, I listen to all of their singles, and I've got their best of album with everything they've written from the 80s to the 2000s.
You got a best of Aha album?
I love Aha, man.
Holy shit! I think I would probably pick Wham over Aha for my.
One of my favorite songs that has been my favorite song for like almost my entire life has been "The Sun Doesn't Shine on TV."
Oh, okay.
I love that song.
I play a little bit of that here.
Yeah. I love that song. I'm gonna keep talking about
Note
it.
for
so
future
people
me. Yeah.
keep hearing it because I love it. And
Sure, man.
Yeah.
I can't argue with you.
even
I like that
even
song.
like the weirder, newer stuff that Aha has done, I'm into. So it's like, but I would still listen to Real Big Fish's version. There's just
like you'd still listen to the original Sublime version of Santeria.
yeah, but I like this
As
version.
most people
I like this version a lot too, though.
I like it a lot. Yeah, I can't say it'll replace the original for me, but man, I like it.
It's funny how like a ska cover of something, which we'll get into in the next episode, but the ska cover of something can actually take like a bad song and make it listenable.
Yeah.
Like the band Ruskaha, which I've talked about, the one that's like the Russian death metal ska.
Ska? Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
like?
it's Ruskaha. They have covers of like Wake Me Up.
Wake me up.
Not Wake Me Up When You Go, whatever that newer version of the song. Wake Me Up.
Wake me up.
Bring Me to Life.
Is it Bring Me to Life?
It's called Bring Me to Life by Evanescence.
No.
Yeah.
Not that song.
Isn't that what you're talking
No,
about?
it's
I thought you were thinking of Wake Me
No.
Up, Wake Me
no,
Up.
I'm not thinking that song.
That's what you were
No,
doing.
that'd be hilarious. I don't know why they
They're
haven't
talking about
done that.
Wham? Wake Me Up Before You
No,
Go?
they're talking about Wake Me Up When I'm Older, the newer song, whatever that one's called.
God, I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
My brain's.
I think it's also called Wake Me Up, but it's a newer song, and I would not listen to it on its own. But when a giant Russian man does it in a death metal ska version with a little bit of klezmer in there as well, it makes it very listenable.
I feel like we could have talked about a lot more of this stuff if we actually did a ska cover episode. So I guess we'll get to that at some point.
Soon.
If only.
Hooray.
Let's just move on. I think we've said all we had to say about this.
This is a good cover. It's different. It's got a lot more energy. I think it's better for stage, whereas the original is good for like a smoky jazz session or jam session.
Yeah, they were playing bars, at the time. Sublime.
So it's a good song. We like it.
So, Room for Abuse, the title track, which is track 16.
Yeah, I've never seen a title track this low on the track listing before.
It's the end. It's technically the last song on the original album.
This is a band anthem. And like I said, most of the songs really talk about the actual experience of being in a band and what it's like in a band are the better songs, and I think that's true with this one as well.
This one is about thanking everyone. Everyone.
And also...
Everyone is here, Austin.
Yeah, even Daisy.
Hi, I'm Daisy.
I love Daisy. Don't be mean to Daisy, everybody.
Alright, so Room for Abuse, I like it as an album ender. So in that regard, it succeeds as closing out the album. But as a regular song, like if this was earlier in the album, it's too long, and it trips over its own feet a couple times. That's a good way of what I wrote.
I actually really love these kind of band anthem songs. And a lot of the ska ones usually end up having a section where they just say, fuck you, everyone who doesn't like us.
Yeah, really tongue-in-cheek.
Mustard Plug has got a song like that. even to an extent, the Aquabats have got their Awesome Forces, which is kind of like their mission statement
Yeah,
song.
wrapping up everything at the end. So does, whatchamacallit, the theme song in the end of Fury of the Aquabats.
I mean,
That's also
it's a funny joke in their show that they've got like a different origin story every episode. So I feel like they're the only band who can have like several different mission statements.
There are so many origin stories.
So
You could really just take your pick.
the Room for Abuse is very good. It's very funny. It's very tongue in cheek, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing to put near the album.
It's not bad. Yeah, I'd leave it on as the ending of the album. I wouldn't skip it. But again, not one of my favorites. I don't think this would even make the top 10.
I mean, it's not. It's the least song-like of the songs.
It would make the top 16.
Yeah. Okay.
That's where it would be.
It's the least song-like of the songs, just because it's a show closer.
Yeah.
So.
Which is funny because they added a track after for the
For good reason, though, and I think we should be happy.
Yeah,
about
for good reason. Yeah.
So.
Because it's their most popular song. Well, one of their more popular songs. It's a song that initially made them
It's
popular.
historically significant, at the very least.
Yeah, it's a bonus track on this album, but it was their first, like, the single that got played everywhere, and they played to everybody, and they played a bunch of shows, and they sent out as EPs. You can't buy the EP of the song anymore. Of course, the song I'm talking about is Kickin Pigeons.
Yep. So as you were saying, this song was their first recorded song,
Yeah, 1998.
and it was handed out as a 3-track EP, as you said.
Can't buy it anymore. Not on sale.
Nope, not on sale. Probably, I wonder.
And it's got a horn section.
It does actually. I'm wondering how much it would cost to get one of these EPs now.
You think somebody's selling them on eBay?
I'm sure somebody must have one.
20 years later?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't looked. I'm not that interested. But I do love this song.
It's a good song.
I think it's a goofy song with good production value. And yeah, it's fun to sing. I like it. This is my number 5.
It's fun to sing. It's got punchy music, and it's got a memorable chorus.
Kickin' Pigeons.
I feel like Kicking Pigeons was kind of like a ska meme at the time.
Yeah. Especially in the UK. That's
Yeah.
probably where this is really like breaking out.
I want to.
You remember 1998 memes? You guys remember those?
I feel like I remember watching like The Late Show with
You remember the CompuServe dial-up noise?
Do you remember?
Oh man, what a meme!
Do you remember the '90s?
Remember the 90s? Remember Bobby's World? That was a good show.
Edit in
Sorry, go
in
on.
some of that, please.
I will. Of course.
I love that boy.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah.
I Grand, Ukino Joe. He's great.
His most demented shit is this.
I replaced it. I like his voice. It's funny.
It is very funny.
Go
He
on.
cracks me up too much.
Make me
You're
laugh,
annoying.
Austin.
You're
Making you laugh is frustrating you.
Kino Joe is too
I'll
funny.
be sure to keep it all in the podcast, Austin.
Yeah, it's funny that one of my favorite videos of his is like his most demented that has like no jokes in it. It's the weird like Disney models set to Super Mario Land 2 music.
And then we went on a Joe video binge for like 10 minutes, and I had to cut all this out. So here's future Kyle from a month later saying, "Wow, good job, Austin." Fucking shit.
Yeah, so
We gotta get SpongeBob back. This is all we're talking about.
well, we went on that tangent just to say that this was a very good song from the '90s.
Yeah, we did. That's pretty much all we gotta say. Number 5, Kickin' Pigeons. Good song. I'd recommend it. Done. That's it. It's better than the last track. It's better than Room for Abuse as a standout song.
A weird thing is I think I remember John Oliver referenced this song once on his show.
Really? John Oliver?
He was doing some bit, and he was...
Last Week Tonight?
Yeah, he was doing some bit, and it was talking about like an old roommate he had in college, and was like, he listens to weird music, and it was like one of the lyrics was literally Kicking Pigeons, and he was just like going on a rant about it. I'm like, is that... It has to be. What other song is about kicking pigeons?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it was probably just a big thing in the UK.
Yeah.
Rebellious teens just getting angry at shit and kicking pigeons. Mostly as a joke.
Yeah, mostly.
That's it for this album. That's it, alright? This song goes right alongside Ego, makes my top 5.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the album as a whole. I don't think there's much substance in this album. Not much in this band, really.
Would you say it tasteless and lukewarm?
It tasteless and lukewarm. Look, they meander a lot. This album takes too goddamn long. You could cut off half of it, and it would still be too long.
Yeah.
Because they take the second half of their songs are mostly doing nothing more to add to it. So 90% of the songs of this album could have ended sooner.
Here's the thing that's a little strange for me on this one, because
Sure.
the way that I would write music, the few times I've written music, is I usually, like, I find, like, the center of it, like, the hook, the thing that'll make it unique, and then I build the rest of the song around that. And this feels like they built the rest of it around the thing that was unique, and then forgot to fill in that space.
And then kept repeating it?
They just they filled it in with more of the stuff around the one thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
The reason why their cover songs are so good is because that thing that's unique is already in place. And the reason
they don't have to figure out how to end a song because that's all that's on the material. They played it all.
Yeah, so I'm not.
But for No Woman, they at least wrote new stuff.
Yeah, and there are some songs where they've got that unique thing. Kickin Pigeons got the unique thing in it that makes it fun. They've got the chorus, which
Ego's perfect time.
Ego
is doesn't overstay its welcome. It's probably the best of their original songs in my opinion.
The chorus, I mean, the concept is great, and the chorus is the perfect center point that it's built around. So that's like
the catchiest
that's
song,
a great
yeah.
song, and Rockabilly's got something interesting in it. And even like Breakup, which was like my number 5, it's got a good chorus that I like, that I feel was strong enough to have had stuff built around it. But unfortunately, everything else is just not peaking. That being said, it does not hit as low as some of the other albums. Like, there are songs on Less Than Jake that I personally would like to listen to a lot less than these songs. But there are better songs on the Less Than Jake album as well.
Yeah, there are more songs that know what they're doing on that album.
It doesn't hit as many lows for me as some albums do, but it doesn't hit as many highs either. It's very middle of the
Sure, yeah, you know what? There's only one real super low on this album, and that's Go Away. That's, like, my absolute, like, I don't want to be listening to this. I'm angry. It upset me.
I think that's the first time you were, like, actually mad at a song on this.
Yeah, a little bit. Because it's a waste. I don't like waste of talent. I don't like hearing... Okay, if this was the first song on the album, sure, I'll get over it. The rest of the album is fine. It's kind of like an intro to, like, okay, these guys are... alright, I guess, and then the rest of the album proves to be pretty good. But the first song on this album was good. I liked it. Live Another Day is my number, It's my number 3. It's a really good one. I like it actually better than Ego, because I love it. But this song, Go Away, is 13 tracks in, so I've already heard more than half of the album. I already know, and No Woman, No Cry was before this too, like some of Alex's best stuff. So why, so deep into this album, and already wanting to skip 2 songs, I feel like this album is going on too goddamn long. Do I get a long song that wastes my time, doesn't do anything interesting? I feel like all of the musicians are not doing what they are good at. And then they give me a worse version of, like, the first half of the song. The second half of the song is an insult.
I'm actually...
God.
I'm uniquely surprised by the fact that it turns out that I'm, like, the more positive between the two of us with this music.
A little bit,
Even with Less Than Jake, who has a lot of music that I'm just not into, I'm just like, it's not for me. But
yeah, sure, but I mean...
you came down with fiery fury on this,
I like
Go
what
Away.
some of this band does. I want to see them do better. I don't want to hear the worst thing that... Not the worst, but a waste of talent.
Yeah.
This is a song that they could have demoed and then say, alright, don't put it on the album. They could have done that. But you know what I think they did? I think they wrote whatever songs they thought of and kept them and say, put that on.
Well, that...
They didn't workshop it, you know?
The problem... What part of that might be... A lot of it is they could have changed for better the old album to this new one. You know, the label they were with at the time, A-okay'd all their stuff. If this was the label that kind of fucked them the one time, I could see them, that label not really having much oversight. They don't seem like they care about the music or the people. So I could see how they would just be like, yeah, whatever you want, just put it in there. And now that they're working on their own label...
This is on their label.
Yeah, this is a remake of the older album.
This is on Dental. Yeah, the remake is on, yeah.
But now that they're on their label, it's like they have no oversight except for themselves, really. If they make some new stuff, hopefully they'll have grown slightly, and maybe we'll take some cues from their contemporaries a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully. So, clearly this band is talented instrumentally. And clearly Alex can actually sing pretty well on some of these. I wish he wouldn't do so many yeahs and la la las. But when he's not doing that, he's actually pretty good. So, I'd give this whole album a 3 out of 5. I think it's pretty good, but not certainly not great, not amazing. But I will save like 5 of these tracks. I'll save Santeria, No Woman No Cry, Live Another Day, Ego, and Kickin Pigeons.
Yeah.
2 of those are covers. They're not by the band.
I mean, I discovered this song, I discovered this band and the album because I had a Spotify playlist that was made by somebody else that had lots of good ska music on it, and Ego was on that album, or on that playlist.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, Ego is the song that... See, if I would have heard that first, obviously, I probably would have been more positive.
So it's, that's how I got into it. I never once thought this album was anything close to a 5 out of 5.
Yeah. But it meant a lot to you because a lot of these songs hit you emotionally.
It hit me in the right spot where my life was going to shit around me. For
That's fair.
out of my control, stuff I didn't do. But I was suffering the consequences of it. And a lot of the topics in that were taken in this album. I would also give it, if I were to rate it, I'd give it probably a 7 out of 10.
Okay, so slightly higher than mine. I'd give it a 6.
A 3.5. You know?
Yeah. So 3.5.
Yeah. So
I get you.
I think it's a solid album.
Let's use 2 different rating systems so we can confuse people.
I give it an 8 out of 10.
I give it a B-.
We could do it like Pro Jared, where he just has some concept compared to 10.
Alright, so there you go. That's Spunge's Room for Abuse. 06.
We had to do finally an album that wasn't, you know, a god tier album. We had to do one that was like,
God damn.
I mean, we could
consider
say
Hello Rockview isn't even their best. Neither is Cheer Up.
well, Rockview has got historical significance.
Yes,
Cheer
it
Up
does.
is one which is just good. I think it's just good, but for you, it's got the emotional connection, just as this one does for
Yeah,
me.
it's got an emotional connection and it tells a story. Yeah. You know, that album tells a story about the band.
Yeah, so
That I care about.
but I think everyone can agree that TSPO
this album's not that impressive.
that TSPO was a god tier album.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, Paradise Has No Border. I think it might be one of their best.
Paradise is a god tier album. So
Yeah, I mean, I still like Fantasia better. Go back and listen to Fantasia. I think that's a great album.
yeah, so
Good shit.
are you getting tired of albums though? Are we getting tired of albums? Should we just not do the podcast anymore?
No, that's not true. That's not fair. I want to talk about something new. I want to talk about something we haven't talked about yet, and I don't think we've heard all of yet.
Oh yeah, what are we doing?
I want to talk about a band that we both really like, who just put out a recent album yesterday.
Oh, the topic changed and I didn't realize
I want to talk about While We're At It by the Mighty Bosstones for the podcast.
See, we had a different topic chosen beforehand, but this was a recent thing that happened.
Yeah, this is most recent.
I was just thinking I would have to use my next episode to talk about them a little bit late.
No, I beat you to it. I'm like, dude, the Mighty Bosstones are huge. We haven't done an episode about them yet. I want to do an episode about them. And how perfect is the timing that they just put out an album?
I agree.
That we don't have any notions going forward into. Neither of us have heard the whole album yet.
Yeah, I've heard about half of it so far.
We've heard the first. I've heard the first 2 songs.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting because the Bosstones were one of my first forays into ska.
It's funny because when I was thinking about talking about Bosstones, I'm like, oh man, which album should we talk about? Because Jackknife means a lot to Austin.
Oh yeah, it does.
But, you know, let's face it, is like their best album.
I love
and then
that
I'm
one
like,
too.
oh, but dude, Devil's Night Out is a big album for me. I really like Devil's Night Out.
And
it's a great story for the band, too.
And then Aaron from the Bosstones kicked in and was like, hey, guess what, guy? This is what I sound like. I sound like a shitty Morty when I'm not singing my gravelly voice songs.
Are you talking about Dickie? Dickie Barrett?
Is it Dickie? I thought it was also Aaron.
Aaron Barrett is the lead singer of Real Big
Fuck,
Fish.
I forgot. It's their last name. That's the same. Never mind.
That's close.
Hey, it's Dickie.
Hey, it's Morty, we gotta go. I'm the backup guy. I'm Jimmy Kimmel.
I'm the backup guy with Jimmy Kimmel.
He is. He's the band guy.
I know,
Dickie
but I
Barrett.
like that you think he is required to announce this every time he meets somebody. That's the first thing he goes to.
Well, I mean, people gotta probably ask him about his voice, right? The very first time they see him.
I'm the backup guy on on that show, and also I'm Rick Sanchez.
Also, I'm Rick Sanchez. Morty. I don't know, I think it might be a little bit too deep for that.
He's way too deep for Rick Sanchez.
Alright, so
I've never actually heard him just speak in his normal voice. I wonder what that's like.
look up some interviews. It's about the same. But anyway, we'll talk about the Mighty Bosstones. We're going to talk about the new album, While We're At It, which came out June 15th, 2018. We're going to talk about that next episode on the podcast, Austin.
Yeah, hooray.
Yeah. So,
Hooray.
this has been Kyle Long.
Shit.
Why are you doing this to me? This is the end of the podcast. Why couldn't you say this from the beginning?
Wait, what? Hold on. Oh, that's right. My name's Austin. There we go. The podcast is over.
I don't want to record myself hitting my forehead. You know what? There you go. Just for you, I recorded myself hitting my forehead with my palm because of how much you disappoint me.
That was Kyle Long and Austin Barrett, and we're all done for the day.